I can't make a decision about how I want to have my hair, so every one of these videos and thumbnails is going to be like different. This is the last review to film before I'm caught up and like have to read more books before I make more reviews. But I am going to be reviewing Grace and Fury by Tracy Banghart. I wasn't planning on doing a review, but after reading it I just had so much that I was thinking about and I needed to say, and I just need someone to talk and vent about it. The book was amazing and I loved it and I gave it 5 stars, and I'm going to be talking about spoilers to let you know, but oh my god, I did not expect to love this as much as I did, but it was amazing and I need book 2 now. And because I have 6 pages of notes, we better get into it now. Not kidding, like literally, this is just everything that I have. I had so much to talk about. I pretty much read this whole book in one day. Like, I was just that obsessed. Because I was meant to go to work on Sunday and it snowed a lot, so I didn't go to work because I got scared. So I ended up reading most of it because like I have a lot of time in the morning on Sunday to read, so I got like 180 pages of this book read and I finished it through the rest of the day, but like I loved it so much. This is a book about 2 sisters who live in a world where women are oppressed. They're only good for being wives and making babies and all that fun stuff. And like, this is a subject that can be done either really good or really badly, and it was done so amazingly in this book. Like, this book, it could make me feel so hopeless and then so powerful within a page. Like, it did it so well where you felt bad for them, but then it's like feminism. Get it? And it really showed strong women in different ways, and they don't want to live like this anymore, and I can't wait for book 2 because they've really set it up in this book for all the women to be like, oh hell no, and they're gonna kill you. It's gonna be a land of just women. Like, you need to keep some men around because you need to make the babies because you just want to keep the race going, but really, kill all the men. I loved Nomi and Serena, and I loved their different personalities and opinions, and they were tested so much because they were put into situations that they totally couldn't handle. Like, if they were swapped, they would have been fine, but because they were doing something completely opposite to what they do and know, it was so out of their comfort zone. Serena was raised to be a Grace, and she was picked to be a Grace for the heir and not the king. Even though he's not the king, I just can't remember the title they use, like Premier or something, I don't even know. But like, the Graces are what all women are meant to strive to be, and they're like the perfect women, and again, they're there to be married and to make babies, you know. Nomi was meant to be her handmaid, so they always knew what their roles were meant to be, and they were trained to be these things. And then Nomi catches the heir's eye and she gets picked to be a Grace instead of Serena. And then because of a crime that Nomi commits, Serena gets sent to a women's prison on an island, mate, where they have to fight gladiator style to earn food, and it was all very Amazon and like Amazonian warrior style, and I love that. I'm having trouble because I keep saying Nomi or Nomi. It's Nomi, isn't it? Or is it Nomi? Nomi. It's like, it should be Naomi. Just make it easy to say your name. But as I was saying, so Nomi has to calm her rebel heart and become the perfect woman, and Serena has to get angry and has to learn a different dance because, yeah, she got to learn how to fight, not to dance for the boys. But this book was dual narrated by both sisters, and it showed the journey trying to get back to each other, and like the idea of them being stuck in very different cages was actually amazing, because you got Serena, who is obviously stuck in prison and she's trying to survive and she has to keep fighting people, and then you got Nomi, who's stuck there to be the heir's like woman. Like, he's practically can come in at any time and sleep with her against her will and do whatever he wants to her, and she just has to be there smiling about it, but she can't leave the palace. Like, she's stuck there. So they're both very different, like one of luxury and one of complete shit, and it's very interesting concept. Serena's journey and character development was amazing. She had the most out of the 2 characters because she really did come from someone be like trained to be the perfect woman to someone living in a hole. Like, honestly. Like, she has lived her life being flawless, but kind of not seen and not to make sound, but draw attention, and it's all happening, you know? Like, she's going to be perfect, but then she's a woman, so she doesn't matter. She doesn't mean anything to men, but then she's going to be perfect, but she's going to be seen, but she's going to not be. It's just like, how do you even deal with that constantly happening in your brain, love? But like, everything suddenly went to shit for her, and she's in Mount Ruin, and just like, she can't even like figure out how her life went from that to that. And she had to go against every instinct that was trained in her to be able to survive. Once you are fighting for your life, everything else doesn't matter. And she also found so many strong women that did stuff that she never would have done, and she really did get a taste of fighting by the end of the book, and she's all like, yeah bitch, gonna fight, empowerment, we're gonna win. And I'm excited that she's the one that's really like that, because you feel like Nomi would have been the one that's all like, yeah bitch, we're gonna win, but it's not. It's Serena, and I can't wait. Her realization that being a Grace wouldn't be a choice. Her whole life she's had the opinion that she chose to be a Grace. Like, she chose this life, but she never did because she's a woman and it's no choice to be like that. And like really finding out that there was no difference between one of the guards in Mount Ruin forcing himself on her and then being one of the Graces and willingly letting this man sleep with you. Like, one of them is definitely more right in your face than the other, but for her to make that realization that it was both unwanted attention and stuff that she realized that she didn't want in her life, it was such a good moment in the book. Like, there's so many moments of this where it's like these women discovering that this isn't right, like they shouldn't be treated like this. And like having the idea too is when Nomi found the book and then she found out that there was like women queens a couple centuries ago, and it's just like, yes, empowerment. I really did love Val and how he was the nice guard and he always being nice to all the women and like getting them food and being all nice. But why, out of all the gazillion girls on this island, does he choose Serena to fall in love with and get attached to? Like, what happened there? Because, you know, they're all helpless, like they're all gonna jump off a cliff, like they're all scared, but he's just like, I saw something in you, and I'm like, what did you see in her that you haven't seen any of the other ones? Like, honestly, this always gets me, pretty much with like all romances, but it's just like, why do you pick her? Like, it's like in teen movies when you have like that like geeky character fall in love with the queen bee and she ends up liking him, but it's just like, there is so many guys out there that you could have fallen in love with. Like, the popular girl with a heart of gold, why do you pick him? And it works with guys too when you get the contemporaries where the most popular guy in the school falls in love with the least popular girl in the school, and it's just like, why her? Like, there's so many. If you were such a nice guy, why her? I know he wants to save her because he only went to Mount Ruin because he wanted to save his mum from dying, but then he found out that she did kill herself. Still, honestly, Serena didn't need a love interest because she don't need no man saving her because she can save herself. After a couple of weeks, she could seriously kick some ass. And like, did she really need Val? Did we need him? Like, yes, at the end of the book, he shoots that guy before she dies, but still. Like, I feel like we didn't even need a love interest. Like, this is about women empowerment and this island of women, and we didn't need that. Nomi was amazing, and she has always been rebellious and like learning how to read, because what the hell, women shouldn't be able to learn how to read because it's a man's thing. And she's always been against following the rules, and then it finally caught up with her and her sister took the blame, and now she feels pretty shit about it. And now she has to wear corsets and dresses and makeup and learn how to act, talk, dance, and be a refined woman, and she still messes up a lot, and it's quite funny watching her like scramble to try and get out of situations where she's just like, I fucked up. She definitely has a good heart. And of course, we had to add the drama of a love triangle into this story for Nomi, but I really liked it, so I'm not that fussed. It's a big trend when women have like the arranged marriage kind of trope, or they have to be with this certain dude because they've been told to. Then they end up falling in love with the brother. It's so many times it's happened in books, like pretty much every time it's an arranged marriage and the princess has to marry the prince, she's gonna fall in love with his brother. It happens a lot. There's a lot of books it happens in, but it's actually so refreshing when she ends up falling in love with the prince and the brother ends up being a douchebag. Like, that is the story that I like, but then again, that happens quite a bit too. But falling in love with the brother is more of an occurrence than falling in love with the person you were meant to marry, because it's like, oh, we get to choose our own destinies. We can't end up with the person we were meant to marry. It's just like, blah. But I'm glad they did it in this book. So I never thought Malachi, if that's how you say his name, because it's Malachi. Every single character in this book kept saying he was bad and he was like his father and he was going to be really rough. I keep going to say the Sultan for some reason because it's not, but I'm just going to say the king. He treats his Graces like shit. Like, they do one thing and then he locks them up or he hurts them. He's a horrible man and I hated him. And like, Nomi was so scared every time she was alone with him, but he never did anything to hurt her and he never forced her into anything and he never said anything bad. But the thing is like, because of the way they were talking, being like, oh yeah, the king's had Graces for years and years, and then like saying that the first Grace had the first kid which was Malachi, and she also had Aisha as her son as well. Like, I thought they were gonna be like in their 30s. Like, I thought it was going in that trend of the story where it's like they finally picked their Graces and they're like in their late 20s, early 30s, and she falls in love. Literally, Malachi turned 20 in this book and I was so confused because I just felt like he was this really older dude, and then like now it's like he's a child, in my opinion, and I'm like really annoyed because like something in the description affected me and I thought he was much older. Every time I picture him now, he is in his late 20s to me, but in the book he's 20 and he acts like such more adult in my mind, and he's not. I really do feel like he did end up loving her because she just was so different from any woman he's ever met, and she challenged him, and the fact that he came to her aid with the whole thing with Aisha and their father, and then he got stabbed in the gut for her, and I was like, oh my heart. And like, I don't know if he's gonna survive or not, but I really hope he does because we need to defeat Aisha here, man. Why is his name Aisha? Isn't that like a female's name? But anyway, I never trusted him. Like most of the time with these type of characters, that it happens in a few books when you think they're the real nice one, but I sit there and I'm just like, no, it's like there's something again has to happen in the scripts, and where I see a sentence, something about the way that they describe doesn't feel right to me, and I never trust that character again. Even if they don't end up being evil, I just never trust them. I can't do it. I can't believe Nomi fell for it. It was just so stupid. He just felt like he wanted power and he hated being the second son, and he was just going to do anything he could to get into the throne. And I feel like everything he was saying didn't line up because sometimes something would be true and sometimes something would be false, and he was a liar. He ended up killing his father because that's what a good old son does. He blamed Malachi, so he's got the throne because so many books do this too, and it's like, damn, I thought it was cool a few years ago when it happened in a book, but now it's like, oh, everyone does this. Now Nomi, Maris, and Malachi are on a boat to Mount Ruin, so that means we're going to meet up with Serena, who has just taken over the camp and killed all the guards. Yes! Like, I really wanted the sisters to reunite before the end of the book. Like, if there was just an extra chapter of them maybe just being like, oh, and like see each other and then it ends, it would have been like, ah! But like, I'm just so scared. But I hope, like, I feel like they should be able to heal him once they get to the island, and they'll be on the island, and then they'll make the rebellion, and then Malachi's gonna be like, yes, be my wife, then we can all be the queens of the world. Like, I'm waiting for this because I love it. Also, just want to say that Maris was amazing, and how that she had a female lover and that her father found out and he made her become a Grace, and she doesn't want to be one, and now she's in the palace and she hates it because she's away from the person that she loved. But if she fought what her father wanted, he would have told the police, and then like she would have been apart from her anyway, so she was trying to keep her love as safe as could be. What I find funny is that out of Malachi's 3 Graces, 2 of them are unwilling, like they don't want to be there, but then Nomi sort of starts wanting to be there a little bit, but she's like doesn't know what to think. Like that was really interesting too, because she's like, she's getting stuff from Aisha and she's getting stuff from Malachi, and she's like, I don't know who to trust, and I'm like, obviously Malachi. And Cassia felt like a token bitch, and I don't think she needed to be like that. I think Malachi would have let the other girls go if like the stabbing thing didn't happen. Like if he discovered that they were both unwilling, he would have let them go. He doesn't want them to feel bad, so he would let them go, or he would never sleep with them kind of thing. Like he would just pick Garcia by default, so she doesn't need to worry because she wants to be like the top one. Like she would have been picked by default, which isn't the best way to be picked, but you know what I mean. Just, I found her to be very annoying. I wish she wasn't in the book because we didn't need the added drama of the bitch she was always trying to just get with the prince. It's like, we know you want him, he's gonna just be like there later. I absolutely love this book, and I wasn't expecting to love it as much because I find that books that do oppress women do get hard to read. Like it just makes me sad because it just relates to how life is today, because we still don't have all the rights we should have as women. And like, yeah, so I was a bit worried about it. And truly, I do have like this Graces thing reminded me of The Bells, and The Bells is a book I don't want to read, so I was kind of worried, but then I fell in love with it. I just can't even, and I can't wait for book 2 when I need it, and just this was so amazing. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this review. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!